All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Average Shakes.
We are back. Business.
Oh, was that your own slap there, Trevor?
That was an impersonation.
Wow.
Nice. Well, as you could tell, we were recording this a day after the Oscars, and Will Smith hit a homer on Chris Rock's face. That's all I have to say about it.
Absolutely. Nick Castellanos deep right field, and that'll make it a 4-0 ball game on Chris Rock's face.
All right.
Chris Rock, OG, absolute stud.
I love how he just carried on. Like that was awesome. He just got right back
pretty
to
well.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
And it was kind of funny. I had myself a little giggle.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Now Wilson's coming after us. Fuck.
Yep. Let's get on with the video. We got you the American League predictions, breaking down the divisions. Let's get right to it. What division do we want to start out on? We started out on the NL East last time, so do we want to start on the AL East, or do we want to switch it up a little bit? And
let's go Central, East, West, because the Central is the easiest in my opinion.
Yeah, East is pretty hard, Loki. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go the Central.
For all the bandwagon Yankee and Red Sox fans, we can wait and listen to us.
Whoa.
Facts. We're going 5 up, right?
5 worst to best each division. We're going AL Central. Starting off, worst team in the division.
I'm gonna go Kansas City Royals.
Kansas City Royals, Roman. That's a good
great
pick because I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
Royals it is, and
they got Zach Greinke, but I mean that's about it.
I think Zach's retiring after this season.
He's retiring mid-season.
Mid-season, huh?
He might, but this team does have the AL home runs leader. I mean, let's not forget about Salvi Perez.
Yes, true.
Guy's a stud.
East.
Zach Greinke, like you said, is coming back to the team where he started it all. But this team, I don't really think is going to compete much in this division. Their pitching staff is really young behind Greinke, so it's a lot to predict there. I mean, you got Brad Keller, Brady Zinger, Daniel Lynch, Chris Bubic. And their closer is Scott Barlow, is what this website's predicting, and I've never even heard of him. So I'm sorry, all the Royal fans out there. I haven't done much research other than watching Bobby Witt.
Royals are actually leading the Cactus League right now.
That, I mean, makes sense. Spring training Warriors.
Bobby Witt, though, fire. That was a bomb. He hits bombs. He's going to be good.
I like his swing, man. It's pretty swing, and
it's very like Mike Trout-esque.
Yeah, it very is like the same swing path as Mike Trout. And so I think this young man should have been in the big leagues last year. They need to just start him in the big leagues, let him play every day. And maybe this lineup will actually succeed because Whit Merrifield, Salvi Perez, and I think Andrew Benintendi, if he has a decent year, this lineup's not that bad. It's going to be more on their pitching side.
Andrew Benintendi, forgot about that. Yeah.
I mean, fuck, they suck though.
Yeah, bad bullpen.
Definitely gonna be the worst in this division.
5th place for me.
Yeah, I mean, unless they make some crazy trades or something, I don't see this team. I think this team might start off actually decent, but it'll definitely fall off. This is not a 162 built club.
Yep.
Absolutely not.
All right, let's move on to 4th place in this division.
Number 4. Who you guys got?
This is kind of a toss-up between two teams, but I'm gonna put the Tigers here for now. The Tigers are a very young core behind a couple veteran leaders, and so I mean, sometimes these type of teams do very well, but it depends on if they all transition together and at the same time. Because Akil Baddoo came out swinging last year.
Yeah.
And I know he's going to be in this lineup every day. They signed Javi Baez this offseason and Eduardo Rodriguez. And traded for Tucker Barnhart. So they did add some more veteran leaderships.
They have Javi Baez. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, signed Javi Baez to be their leader, their shortstop, middle of the infield. But, you know, you got Spencer Torkelson, Casey Mize coming up this year. Riley Green going to be playing every day for this team at some point this year. You need those veteran leaders. You need a guy who's won a championship before.
Got
Miggy. I mean, he's been there, done that every year, but
yeah,
it's the same. He's the same face over there.
Robbie Grossman, pretty old.
Yeah, I don't think Grossman's going to be hitting in the 2 spot like this website is predicting right now.
Yeah.
No, but
I hope one of their young guys does.
They're looking uphill, you know. If you're Tigers fans, got to be bright future.
They have a really good manager.
Yep.
AJ won a championship with the Astros. I know it's a cheater champ, but he did win a championship not too long ago. He did pay the price, sat out a year, is with the Tigers now. You saw them actually play decent last year. Like they showed life for the first time in I think like 6 seasons. So
they do need to find another system though if they want to win. So
they have to change it up. And I hope these young guys actually see the field this year in the big leagues because Spencer Torkelson drops bombs.
Like, you might as well let him stay up there.
Might as well. Like
they're kind of clogged at first, though. It's hard for him. It's Torkelson's situation.
Well, Miggy can play DH every day. He's old. I don't want to see him on the
Scope.
It's 38.
Jonathan Scope. He's a second baseman, man.
No, he's first baseman.
He's first base now.
Yeah.
He's too old to man second.
Yes. They got Harold Castro and Javi Baez. Both better at second than Scope.
Well, we'll have to see how Spencer doing, I guess, is my next question.
I don't know.
Spring training 286, no homers, 1 RBI, 1 stolen base.
Yeah, but the Tigers are a team with nothing to lose, so you might as well bring up your young studs and just let them feel it out.
Yeah, that's
1 year. That means really nothing. You're not competing for anything. You're just trying to,
see where we're at.
You're just trying to, whatever. Fuck it. Forgot.
Boost the morale of your.
You just need to see what they can do. Actually, like turn them from prospects to big leaguers. We got to see, how are they gonna
word
beat
for that.
adversity?
I'm going to blank right
adversity now. Is what I think and what I'm thinking of. And I mean, they got a lot of young guys, so I'm gonna keep them at the 4 spot. They could be a 3 spot team. I don't know how everyone's gonna play. Miggy's like 38. So
38, yeah.
We'll see. All right, next team.
I don't think the Detroit Tigers are 3 because I think Cleveland Guardians are number 3. This bullpen is really nice. They got Tristan McKenzie, Shane Bieber, Zach Plesac. I mean, Cal Quantrill. Pretty decent setup there.
And that's the rotation.
They got stud hitters, Austin Hedges, freaking.
Whoa! Hold.
Gotta clip that. I gotta clip that.
This is where.
Franmil Reyes.
Hold on, Roman. I'm not letting you finish this sentence because
can't let you move on. Yeah.
Great hitters.
No, he said, in quote, stud hitters.
Studs.
And
then you said
first name after.
Very next name was Austin Hedges. No way, Roman. Oh my God. You want to know what Austin Hedges hits for his career?
Yeah,
0.198, less than the man weighs.
Guys in tanks in spring training, I don't want to hear it.
He has 0 home runs in spring training.
No, he just hit one, didn't he?
0. He's 0 home runs.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting wrong news then.
You have
I
to
swear
be
he
because
just hit a
hitter and his name in the same sentence have never been said. You're the first person to ever say that.
I love it.
Hot. On fire.
Love it.
Oh my!
Almost like lava right now.
Good.
Okay, well, good hitters would be Jose Ramirez and Franmil Reyes, and that's about all this lineup brings.
Jose Ramirez,
Ahmad Rosario.
Come
on.
Old prospect.
Jose Ramirez.
I said Jose. I said Jose is a great third baseman.
Short king.
You're right.
But this team
Their
is
pitching
built
is
around the
stacked.
pitching. Yes.
Yeah, they're pitching stacked.
Stacked.
That's what's gonna win you
Josh
games.
Naylor.
Josh Naylor is recovering from a gruesome leg injury.
Crazy broken ankle.
Outfield.
Crazy broken ankle.
Collision in
Yes.
the outfield. Scary, scary.
Yeah, pitching stacked. Love it.
He'll most likely come back next month. But yeah, Shane Bieber, Zach Plesac, Tristan McKenzie, big names. And then Emmanuel Clace, their closer.
Class A.
Class A. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Yeah. Class
Well,
A.
Emmanuel throws 100 with movement, like dirty.
They're
movement.
called cutters.
It's dirty.
It's unhittable.
Still.
And he only is going to be out there for one
dirty.
inning. He's had command issues since he's the last 3 years. He's 24 now. This has been a big name. I personally, I just heard about him because he's fire in MLB The Show. But we don't judge people's MLB The Show cards on this podcast. So
I had him in fantasy last year.
he just throws hard, but the command is getting there right now, and he's going to be the closer for this team. So Shane Bieber 8 innings, he can go 1. Hard to do. Hard to beat that.
The Indians had a long, outstanding tradition.
Hey, whoa! That's fine. You said the forbidden word.
Okay, well, I'm talking about the Indians, their prior history.
No,
I can't
forbidden.
speak the history of the Guardians.
That's $10. We're charging $5.
I can't speak the history of the Guardians. The Indians have a history
$15
of turning pitchers around, and this was another case. Like, he turned Clace with a case of changing his career around, but that man's with the Padres now. So Ruben, you got a lot of work to do.
You got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, Guardians sitting at the 3 spot, and I want to see how that.
We're
affects
forgetting
the
about
Guardians
Karinchik. Karinchik's fire.
Yeah, fire.
All right, very good. This team's going to be a nice third place team. In this
Number 2.
AL Central.
I'm hoping because their lineup looks like a 4th place team to me, but I'm banking on the
Pitching
pitching.
is a second place team at least.
Yes, yeah. So it fits. It mushes.
That averages up to 3rd, I think.
All right, the second place team. I almost just said them.
Number 2.
The Twins.
Ooh.
Are we really saying the Twins are going to be a second place team?
Minnesota Twins.
I might go back on from what I said last year, to be honest.
No, don't, Trevor.
Don't do it.
Last year, that bit you in the ace freaking all year, dog.
It was not good.
That was the one pick that was like, Trevor.
What are you doing?
What are you talking about? Yeah. This guy's an idiot. All right. I'll go with the Twins here then. Not going to make the same mistake. Never twice. Like that.
I agree with that. Never twice. This is kind of crazy to me because the Twins were last place last year in this division?
Yep.
Dead last.
Mm-hmm.
And we're saying they're going to be a number 2 team, maybe playoffs. But this lineup is one thing.
I thought they'd be first place last year.
Around. Well, they definitely weren't. Dead wrong. Luis Arias came out of nowhere last year. I had him on my fantasy team. Arias. I am the worst with names.
It's all right.
But he was on another guy on my fantasy team. I can't even say their freaking name. Holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
But he came out of nowhere. I really liked his game. Could play a lot of infield spots, but without having the bringer Rain at third base, he fills that hole. Byron Buxton, please stay healthy this year. Please.
Yes.
I'm begging you.
Very true.
If he stays healthy, this team definitely gets second.
Yes.
If not first. Carlos Correa, he's going to do what he does. That's an addition. Obviously, they got Gio Urshela, who is actually good. He's pretty good. I like
Gary
him.
Sanchez behind the plate.
He sucks.
He doesn't suck.
He's about as good a hitter as Austin Hedges. Average
Are
ones.
you shitting me?
I think Gio's out to start the year, but I'm not too sure.
Well, they got Jorge Polanco. He can play third.
Yeah, exactly. And then it'll all switch around, whatever.
Their only gap right now is the left field. because you got Byron can control center, and then Max Kepler is pretty much got right field locked.
Yeah, Max Kepler, I wish he would have done a little bit better last year because he had
I
a good year a couple years ago.
He reminds me of like a Will Myers type of player for some reason. A lot of hype around him, had like a good year, guy was promising, and then where are you at, buddy? Where are you coming from?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure left field will be manned by Alex Krylov.
But he's young. He's a rookie, I think.
Yeah, he was a rookie last year, but I mean,
Oh, okay.
250 in 60 games. I mean, I'll take it. 34 RBIs, 8 bombs, 11 doubles, 91 total bases in 59 games. I could take that.
Yeah,
I could take that in left field every day, especially that's your rookie year. I only think you're going to get better this year.
Yeah,
With a full season in. So I like Krylov right there and left field, and you could bat him anywhere.
But there is still question marks.
Question mark
rotation
is a huge question mark in the rotation, but I think Gary's a question mark too, because Gary has not been the same Gary he was his rookie year.
Well, and he's not hitting in a little league park anymore.
Yes, this is still an easier place to hit, but it is not the little league Yankee Stadium. The 314
guys can throw home runs out of there, literally.
Oh yeah,
Miguel Sanel gonna stay healthy this year?
He's another one of those hit and miss guys with Gary Sanchez. You do not want to add multiple Gary Sanchez / Miguel Sanels in your lineup.
And that's what we're seeing right here.
That's what we're witnessing.
We got 2 in this lineup every day.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they're gonna hit 300 all of a sudden. Like the only numbers that will go up is their home runs, because their pop flies are now going out now instead of being caught. Like that's their average is going to stay no higher than 250 probably most of the year, but their power numbers will increase.
Yeah. And like you said, Trevor, this rotation, big question mark. Sonny Gray hasn't stayed healthy for a long time. He's been when he's on for sure. Sonny Gray has the stuff to be a number 1 in this league, but can't consistently stay healthy. Then we got a lot of names that have question marks behind them. You have Randy Dobnak, who was good the COVID year, Uber driver. His name was
Uber driver.
Sensational. Holy shit. Because he was Ubering like his days off and whatnot.
Insert future meme.
Yeah. And then Dylan Bundy had a decent year with the Angels. I mean,
he had a good year with the Orioles 2 years ago, though.
Yes.
Before the COVID year too, he was good on the Orioles. He's
having a pretty good spring, but he's only pitched 5 innings, so I can't say. And last year I lied. Last year was not good with the Angels.
Yeah, no.
And 2020 was his only good year, and that being the COVID year, only making 11 starts. So, I mean, you got to take his numbers with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Yep. And then the next like 3 who they could round out are all
young.
Joe Ryan's pretty good. Joe Ryan's pretty good.
Yeah, you saw him last year in September.
Yes, he had a good 5 games.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna ask him to be an everyday starter. So
yeah, and then Bailey Ober.
This lineup is definitely strong, but the rotation is a big question mark. Bullpen's not too bad. Bullpen behind Taylor Rogers and the rest.
We'll keep them in games.
Yes, but it's all depending on this rotation right now.
Yeah, and then they got Kenta Maeda, who's injured right now. I think he had TJ, honestly, or something bad. But they need these young guys to have great years if they want to get second. Maybe we're thinking too high of them.
Yes,
but
maybe like you did.
I think this team is definitely definitely built up for them to be trading for an arm, a big trade for an arm.
Yeah, but it's also they signed Correa. Like they signed some decent names. Their team looks a little bit better, so we'll see what they do. Correa,
I know they have a top.
May have a down year, and everything could go downhill like for this team too.
They have a top prospect. I'm pretty sure. Is it Nick Gordon or something?
Yeah, Nick Gordon.
Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he's one of their top prospects.
He's brother, I think.
Yeah, D. Gordon's little brother, and it's taken him a little bit to get up to the level that he's at now, but I could see him getting dealt for a decent name because he's a big prospect name again. So you never know. But let's move on to number 1 in the repeating It's got to be the Chicago White Sox. Chicago dog.
Gotta be.
Yeah, this White Sox roster is built. Like the GM has done a great job with their turnaround. They got pitching and they got a monster lineup. This is a team that is good enough to win the World Series. I will say it again. Their bullpen is nasty, the best in the division, and one of the best in baseball. Liam Hendricks, Craig Kimbrell, those are two of the best closers in the last decade. And they're going back to back.
And they added Joe Kelly.
Kelly to this.
He can be a seventh inning guy, and then you have Garrett Crochet, who absolutely shoves.
Yeah, you got the nasty Crochet. Isn't that the lefty throws 99?
105.
105. Yeah, exactly. Out of the pen. Like this rotation has Lucas Giolito, Lance Lynn, Dylan Cease, Dallas Keuchel, Michael Kopech.
This team's definitely going to be in October. We'll see what happens, though.
Vince Velasquez.
In October. Because World Series is obviously the goal here, but some of these other teams sound a lot better than this team. It's weird.
Well, this lineup is where it jumps out the page for me because it's Tim Anderson, Yoan Moncada, Jose Abreu, Eloy Jimenez, Yasmani Grandal, Lou Bob, Andrew Vaughn, Gavin Sheets, and then Josh Harrison, which I don't think he'll be starting day one. But this lineup is just name banger, 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 banger. Like
your main's hurt, isn't it?
All righties.
I would love to see your meat back in the big leagues. We'll see.
I heard Tony La Russa does not like him.
Yeah, I know. And that's another question mark going in the season that I haven't really thought about. Tony La Russa back with this team. I mean, all the shit that kind of went down last year with that roster and them not liking him. I don't know. We'll see. But I really like this team. I really think that they could make a move and be the best team in the league. But we'll see. I mean, I thought the same thing last year, and then Eloy Jimenez had an injury where he missed half the season, and so did Luis Robert. And, they had to have Vaughn step up early, didn't really play well. So we'll see. But I like this. I like the team fully all the way around. This is, I think, the first team other than the Dodgers. I mean, we talked about the Dodgers last time, but I think this is the first thing we talked about that's really, truly built all the way around, because Dodgers still have holes in pitching and stuff like that. But I think this White Sox team doesn't really have many holes.
No. But that's if they stay healthy, like if they're playing.
I mean,
as you mentioned,
any team. That's what any team. Yeah.
That's why I was getting on Roman last week, because I hate saying if they stay healthy, because that's the goal here. Like, I'm not going to shame anyone.
Yeah, you don't project injuries.
Yeah, exactly. No one does. No one calculates that into their predictions. So
we're going to the East or the West.
The
East. All right.
We just talk about the Orioles, who Bob apparently is a fan on Reddit of them, and wants Eric Hosmer to be traded to them.
Yeah,
which will never happen.
Situation. But the Orioles. Last week I said
Absolutely.
Pittsburgh is the worst team in baseball. This is their competitor for worst team in baseball. The Orioles are down bad. They do have some prospects that make this team kind of interesting, which the Pirates don't really have. Like, I don't believe I have any excitement on the Pirates. But the Orioles is kind of a different situation.
They're in a way harder division. They get a lot more losses.
Way harder division overall. I don't even know. I'm looking for their lineup. Sorry.
Well, they don't have what I'm looking at. Their number one overall prospect, Adley Rutschman. He is not on the major league roster.
I think he's dealing with a little bit of an injury. I thought I read about that earlier in spring.
Sucks.
Yes.
Because he's good.
Yes, but they do have a veteran, Robinson Chirinos, to hold the horses down for a little bit over there until he's back. But I like the young guys they have on this team. Cedric Mullins is a good player.
Nice. Yes.
He was one of their best players or probably their best player last year.
Yep.
And then Ryan Mountcastle, he's a prospect that I think he could end up developing pretty well. And then Trey Mancini, I've always been a big fan.
And don't forget about Jorge Mateo.
I don't even see him starter on this team. So
he's my starting shortstop right now.
I mean, I guess you could start him over Rougned Odor too.
Yeah.
Rougned Odor.
I liked Jorge
Rough and Doder
when he was a Padre. He's very quick and he changes the game with his speed. I definitely think he has game-changing speed.
And re-released him.
But his first to home that one game that Profar hit a slap shot to the outfield was so fast.
Yeah, well, now he's on the last place Orioles.
Yeah, well, hopefully he gets a time to shine. But yeah, the rotations behind John Means, who wasn't good after the Sticky situation.
Yeah.
This team really doesn't have much. They got a lot of young, a couple old.
And no names.
Fill holes, but
a bunch of no names.
No closers either. Who's their closer?
Cole Schluler.
I've never heard of the dude.
Schlu.
That's how you know you're shitty.
I mean, he has a 540 in spring training so far. Last year, he had a 270 last year in 60 games. 8 saves and 11 opportunities. So whatever. I don't have much expectation for the Orioles, so change my mind. Next team in this division. So this is where shit gets real because there's 4 contenders in this division on any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
And my number 4 is going to surprise the hell out of a lot of people.
I might be agreeing with you here.
Probably not. I'm going the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, probably not.
They have been a great team for a long time, but they absolutely got no pitching. And I never bought this lineup. Glasnow had Tommy John midway through last year.
Still out? Dude, what's wrong with you?
It's a long time. You missed a long time.
Not anymore. It's just like a month.
They traded Joey Wendell, who was like one of their best bats last year. And I mean, yeah, this team is going to be built behind Wander Franco and Randy Arozarena. But
Randy Arozarena's stud, though.
Yeah, he's a stud. But the top 4 and the bottom 5 is a huge difference. I'm not the biggest fan of this lineup. And then the rotation. I mean, Corey Kluber, you're betting on him to be good, just like the Yankees.
Yeah, that's always hard. That's what I was thinking. If you have Corey Kluber in your roto right now, it's going to be tough to reach the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, Luis Patino hasn't really came fully around. I still think they pulled him up way early. I mean, I know the Padres fiddled around with him in 2020, bringing him up, down, and whatnot, but 19 games, he had a 431 last year. I think he ends up being more of a bullpen arm than a starter.
Yeah,
the rest of this rotation, I don't really. Ryan
Yarbrough,
Ryan Yarbrough, Josh Fleming. This team always has no names, and they
end up being good.
Yeah, so
but
they have a system going on, and it works for the Rays somehow. They just love being low budget and winning games. They love having no fans in the stands. They love having all this just complete low budget project, and they still win games. But having them 4th, like, I feel like everybody will have them 4th, and then they end up winning the division somehow.
Just because honestly, it's fine with me because
that would be awesome.
It's awesome every year because they use such little payroll and win. And I know I'm so against little payroll and teams because they usually lose. But the Rays have figured out the perfect formula of saving money, winning games that matter. I mean, they were game away from the World Series. It seemed like they were in every game too. So I definitely sleep on the Rays every year, but they find ways to win. So I know this is gonna bite me in the end, but I'm gonna pencil the Rays in at 4.
Yeah,
not mad at that.
I can
Not mad at
agree
that.
with you there. I think the top 4, well, maybe the 3 and 4 at least, pretty interchangeable. 1 and 2 are pretty solid, but this Rays, look at their rotation, and 2 years ago, you look at what they had to what they have now, like going into this year, completely different.
Yeah, the World Series rotation to this year's rotation is not the same at all. They don't have a single name to start this year. Like, so I'm sleeping on them heavy. I'm sleeping on the next team too, kind of heavy. They could interchange, but this team's gonna have to prove me wrong, like the Rays. I'm not a fan of the Yankees, the way this roster's built. I've said this for years because they always get overpaid stars that were past stars. They're out of their prime, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Well, what their problem really is for so long they were the team that was only spending money, and now you got 15 other teams who are spending money, and now they get stuck with their overpaid guys who now they have to form a roster out of this bullshit team. Who the Yankees are always the big bad boys. Not anymore. Everyone else wants to spend money now.
Yeah, Yankees haven't been to the World Series since
2009
when they won it. So it's
just got a lot of scary names on their roster.
They do have names, but Anthony Rizzo outdated in this league as a name. I mean, yes, he's going to prove you that he could hit, especially in this stadium. So I like the move to re-sign him. But I mean, the Yankees' problem has always been these guys staying healthy at the same time. Getting an older, outdated first baseman is only adding to this problem. Aaron Judge, he's awesome if he stays around. Aaron Judge had a great year last year. And I know they're going to give him a huge extension before opening day, but I think Aaron Judge needs to play more. I mean, I'm obviously saying this as a Tatis fan, but Judge has missed games, and they need him on the field for them to be good. And it's gonna be weird watching this team this year because of how many guys they have: Joey Gallo, Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson. You know, it's a big change.
Josh Donaldson may get better because I feel like
him and
they were
and Garrett Cole are about to go at it all season. Just have an inside the locker room beef. Make each other better type thing.
Yeah. No, but with him, I feel like people were trying to change him to be more like contact, try to change his type of play. The Yankees are obviously buying into home runs or nothing mindset. So
exactly with this lineup, yes.
I think obviously he may like be better in New York just because of the coaching mindset, you know, how they run things. But like Joey Gallo, we're forgetting Giancarlo Stanton. I mean,
I just think this lineup always has age against their side.
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone could be a DH, I think this
DJ
lineup would be
LeMahieu.
awesome.
Yeah, true.
Definitely.
If I could have a replacement fielder for everyone, maybe except Gallo.
Yeah.
I think this team would be awesome. But I have more questions in the rotation than the lineup. The lineup, I mean, their names, they're honestly not going to change their numbers. I don't see anyone all of a sudden having a career year. I think these guys are veterans. Their numbers are going to be their numbers.
We're going to do what they're expected to.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's almost a copy and paste. I feel like with this lineup, it's going to be weird. It's just going to be different with Donaldson to, their catcher last year and Gio, like Gary and Gio. I mean, that's the only thing that's different. We're going to see. Can freaking Donaldson even stay healthy?
We'll see. He's got the Yankees bug now, so.
Guy's 36 years old. It seems
like he's had that the last couple of years too. And they have too many of those guys that can't DH all the time. Aaron Hicks missed a lot of baseball the last 2 years.
And well, maybe they get Brett Gardner back.
I mean, maybe. But like I said, I have more questions about the rotation because we got Garrett Cole, hasn't really looked good this spring. Jordan Montgomery,
he's good.
obviously, but I'm just saying, like, to start the year, sticky stuff maybe still a question. I don't know, but Montgomery, they're banking on him having a great year because obviously it's their number 2 pitcher. Would have never guessed he would have been the Yankees' number 2 pitcher. But then we got Luis Severino, who looked good finally after missing 3 years of baseball.
That's a lot of baseball.
It's a lot. Well, he had the COVID year, and then he just has come back. It's been a long story. Nestor Cortez is kind of a goofy. Have you seen this guy pitch?
Yeah.
I kind of dig it. He uses Johnny Cueto style of mixing up his speeds and such. But I don't know. He's a young lefty. We'll see. And then Jameson Taillon.
Yeah, their number 5 spot, they got a battle there because they got Michael King, Lewis Gill, Clark Schmidt. Those guys, I've all heard all their names before, so they have some prospects in the pitching that will be used a lot. I bet you we see all those names all year long just because pitching is very needed and spot starts are definitely huge. Yeah, innings.
But yeah, I think the Yankees are banking on health. Like that's this.
Yeah, and you get in their pen, and I really only have heard of like 3 names.
Yeah, it's the pitching is scary for the Yankees. That's why they're perfect number 3 team. They could turn it all on or shut it down.
They could shut it all off.
Yeah, and I mean Chapman is declining ASAP, so
yeah, he's only getting older.
He doesn't throw 99 anymore.
He's only getting older.
He does, but his shit's not as electric.
Yes, I agree. Yes.
Let's
move on. Number 2,
my lord.
The Boston
Red Sox.
All right, we all agree. We're all agreeing here. All right, we got the Red Sox. We went from the Bronx Bombers to the Red Sox. This lineup, man, bangs. We say that a lot, but this is one of those super lineups, and I love to see it.
Chris Sale, Nathan Eovaldi.
I don't know if Chris Sale is going to start this year, and I was talking about the lineup, not the roto. But we could start with the pitching room since you wanted to start it there. Chris Sale had a broken rib.
Oh, shit.
So he will miss the first
rib cage.
Yeah, broken.
Unfortunate.
Rib. But Eovaldi, Nick Pivetta had a career year last year, turned it on.
Yep.
And then they got Tanner Hook. I don't know how to say it. Hauk, whatever.
Hoka.
Yeah, we got Tanner. He's one of their top pitching prospects, and he's nasty. They say he's Chris Sale, but right-handed.
Okay.
Have you seen when they show the angles, bro? It's dirty. I don't care. Dirty.
That's a terrible comparison.
I don't know, but then the back end of this roto is question marks. Michael Wacha.
My app has 4 guys. I don't even get a 5th.
Well, I got Rich Hill.
What about Matt Strahm?
Matt Strahm is not a starter in this league no more. But the Red Sox lineup, what I wanted to talk about them for, because this lineup mash, as we saw it last year, Kike Hernandez was a great ad for them every day in center field. I love him playing every day in this league. I mean, the Dodgers were only holding them back, playing them every other day. And then you got Rafi Devers, Xander Bogaerts, that right side of the infield stack, our left side of
Story.
Then you got JD Martinez, Alex Verdugo, Trevor Story. I mean, this team has names. The one question mark is Jackie Bradley. Why the hell did they trade for him?
Jackie Bradley Jr.
I think, well, in my opinion, I think all those guys bang, but like one of them plays defense. He can play a corner outfield position. He knows Fenway well. Maybe even play center field because he's good, but
either or, yeah. I mean, he's a great
JD Martinez,
great
he
glove.
should be the everyday DH, should not
Yes.
ever play the field,
Yep.
which I'm sure he's been
is-
that the last 2 years. I'm sure his coaches see that. But
Yeah.
then,
He does play outfield.
like, are you gonna jeopardize
almost-
Alex Verdugo when he actually bangs a certain pitcher? He bangs right-handed pitching, so you're gonna sit him for Jackie Bradley, who doesn't bang? No, like
Absolutely not.
I just don't know why they traded Hunter Renfroe for Jackie Bradley Jr. Hunter Renfroe was an awesome bat for them last year.
Oh, so now we're putting Hunter Renfroe and Austin Bat in the same sentence now.
Guy hit 30 bombs last year
okay, but
and has a cannon of an arm. That
for Red Sox fans,
Hunter
you
Renfroe is
traded
much
Hunter
better
Renfroe
player than Austin Hedges.
You traded Hunter Renfroe, but then you signed Trevor Story, so I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I agree with you. I guess you're just replacing the banging.
Yeah,
Replacing the bang.
essentially.
You just replace the banger with a different banger.
That's what I was mixing up, Hunter Renfroe and Austin Hedges. Sorry about that. Little mix up there.
Nah, I'm not buying it.
We're both country, Fred.
I'm not buying it.
Oh, dude.
All right, seems like we're all set on one team being the number one team in this division.
Toronto Blue Jays.
Toronto, the team that didn't make the playoffs last year, we're penciling them in to be the best in this division.
Yeah, and you know why? Because in Toronto, if you're not vaccinated, you can't even play there. So all these other teams that are in America can't even play in Toronto. So boom, all your divisions win because you're playing backups.
Yeah, see, that's one thing that I've heard a lot of speculation on. I heard the Yankees only have 2 vaccinated players.
Damn. Everybody's walking around with masks.
Do not tell the MLB that.
That's what I heard. Someone was tweeting out that rule's bullshit. Yankees only have 2 vaccinated players. How the hell are they going to play? Like, dog, I'm sorry. Canada's not even going to let you in.
Sorry, buddy.
Like, this is a weird thing that we got in this league. But let's talk more about the actual Blue Jays and
Actual Blue Blues.
This Roto, great. This is a great rotation, man. They've spent years building it.
Yeah.
Years.
Who's the ace now? Gosman?
I think you go Barrios.
Jose Barrios?
Yes, bro. Jose's so dirty. But you could go Gosman if you want. I mean,
I don't know. It's the Blue Jays.
See, the Blue Jays signed Gosman. I didn't like that move because I think he had a fluke year and he's going back to the division that he sucked in for years.
Got a bag too.
Caught a bag from the Blue Jays. When he was on the Orioles, he was so bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe it's just the Orioles and bad just go hand in hand
together.
Yeah, they're just stuck there. Chris Davis makes sense. It makes sense.
Makes sense. We said the first 2. Then you got Hyun-Jin
Ryu.
Guaranteed 200 innings.
Guaranteed.
Guy throws innings.
Then they got Yusei Kikuchi. That was a slept-on move.
Yeah, and then you round it out with Alec Manoa, who's a beast.
Who was so dirty last year. Another one of these guys that was on my fantasy team. He was such a dirty, and he was brought up like middle of last year.
I know.
So,
he didn't even play the whole year.
Didn't even play the whole year. So we're going to see a full season of him. And I mean.
Damn, he was born 98? That's the first 98 I've seen on this.
Really?
Oh, they got young guys. They got Vladdy Jr.
Yes.
99.
This team is very young. So let's get to the lineup because they got some of the best bats in the league. So we got George Springer, who was hurt last year, but when he is healthy, is a great center fielder. Then Bo Bichette, Vladdy Guerrero Jr., Matt Chapman, Teoscar Hernandez, Lourdes Gurriel Jr.,
Cavan.
Kevin Biggio.
Oh, his name's Kevin.
You know, there's some weird names in this league. But,
yeah.
Matt Chapman
Chapman move. This is I said him. It's gonna be. I mean, if Matt Chapman does what he did last year, this team definitely makes playoffs.
Yeah.
I'll take a 2.
Who played third last year though? Oh, Calvin did, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they had Marcus Semien though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's obviously a tough loss, but then
yes, tough loss because he was a
get
top
better
guy.
pitching wise, in my opinion.
You
like
think
you replace his value that he brought hitting? I think they replace that pitching.
Really? Why?
Well, I mean, they lost Robbie Ray and him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Robbie Ray was the Cy Young. How can you say that they got better pitching?
I'm just not saying they got better, but like the value that Semien brought, they added it instead of putting it back in their lineup. They like gave it to the pitching more. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think
so. You can't say Matt Chapman's going to have a same year as Marcus Semien.
No, I don't think they got better either way. I don't think Kevin Gausman is going to have a Cy Young season ever in this division.
Ever.
Well, I think he's going to be good. That's what I guess my opinion on him is higher than the one you have. So that's why I think that's pitching got more better.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I just don't think. I don't know if he's going to be any good.
Yeah, he might not. They also have Nate Pearson. That guy shoves.
Nate Pearson shoves. So that's a guy. I don't know if they're going to still work him as a starter or their closer, but he's a stud. And I would like to see him as a closer, just shove 102 down people's throats all year long to end the game. I think that's fun.
Unhittable.
102 and a
they
game.
Got Jojo Romero. That guy does. Oh shit.
Jordan Romero.
Jojo. He does Red Bull slams before he comes out of the pen. Crushes a can on his head. Savage.
Junkie.
Yeah, and he had a really, really good year last year. Really?
Yeah. Really good. Kirby Yates, who? They had that guy.
Yeah. Don't need you, Kirby.
Nope. But Toronto
definitely
wins the AL East.
Absolutely.
Scary team in this division right here, Blue Jays, from not making the playoffs to winning the division. All right.
To the west side.
AL West, going to the West Coast, Best Coast. We're going to start off number 5. Worst team in this division spent $0 this offseason.
And lost a manager.
The
Oakland A's got it.
Shout out to their new manager, Mark Kotze. I got a fun story about him. I was at a Padre game once. Guy grounded double play, handed me his batting gloves. My next game, I used his batting gloves, hit a home run in my game.
Wow.
I felt like a beast.
Wow. That's awesome.
Wow.
Great story, Trevor. Great story. And now he's the A's manager. He has a big shoes to fill and a lot to deal with because this A's team, man.
Shambles.
I think they're going to trade Sean Manaea too.
Yep.
Really?
I think they're not done moving. I think they'll make a bunch of moves this year as well. They're done. It's rebuild season. And I
Eric
hate to
Thames
say
is their first baseman. Oh my
yes.
God.
Thames back in this league.
No way.
Oh my gosh, this team is so down bad.
The one guy that I'm looking forward to watching this lineup is only Christian Pache.
Yep, I was gonna say him too.
Sheldon Neuse?
I would like for our boy, SD boy, to be brought up. Nick Allen.
Allen would be dope.
One of their top prospects.
Elvis Andrews sucks, dude. He's getting traded or released mid-year so they can cut Cap. They're tired of paying.
They probably cut him going.
He makes a fuck ton of money, doesn't he?
I think so, and he was pretty bad the last couple of years.
Show me his money. Where's his money?
Tony Kemp got to be the best player.
He hit 243 last year.
Tony Kemp guy. Best player on this team. I don't even know. Probably Dallas Braden.
Dallas Braden.
Dallas Braden. Guys in the booth.
Yeah, this team has a lot of question marks. Billy McKinney is their starting first baseman right now, is what my thing says. And then
Mine has Eric Dames.
Eric Dames is DH.
Oh, mine has Stephen Vogt as DH. That's why.
Stephen Vogt at DH? Are you kidding me?
That's what the MLB app says. This isn't like an app.
I
It's just
didn't
MLB.
even know. I didn't even know Stephen Vogt was still in the league.
Oh,
Why is he
damn. He's
DH?
37?
Yes.
Holy shit. Jed Lowry, is he? I thought he was a free
They
agent.
just re-signed him. They just.
I was about to
re-signed him.
say, I
Saw that.
thought he was a
That was
free agent.
today.
37
Either today
also.
or yesterday.
He's the best player on that team.
Jed Lowry.
Yep. Dead
Are you
ass.
When
shitting
healthy.
me?
Yeah, I agree.
Guy bats at 245.
Check his dingers, dude.
Dingers.
14.
Yeah,
last
14.
year.
Stud.
I like the rotation though. If they keep everyone,
Honeywell?
Montez,
Old time
Sean,
prospect.
yeah, Brent Honeywell Jr.
Caprillion.
and Cole Irvin. Cole Irvin's big prospect.
Montes, where do you think he's going? Chicago?
Frankie.
Ooh,
The White Sox?
I will
For Nick
say,
Gordon? Or the Twins for Nick Gordon? That'd be lit.
yeah, that's a good move right there. Twins for Nick Gordon.
Or send him down to fucking SD with his old Manny.
Would be lit.
Too
But
bad our GM's sleeping.
I love how we're talking about predicting the A's season and we're talking about trading all their players. But that's where
He's
they
on
are.
par.
That's where
are.
they're at. They traded. There's two studs, the Matt and Matt.
Yeah, but they
and-
deserve last place.
Yep. All right. Let's move
Who's
on.
4? Jeez.
So this is where shit gets
It's real.
crazy. And I'm gonna go a little
Say
surprise.
Texas
for-
Rangers.
yeah, see, that was my surprise. Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers.
They
gotta be-
signed all these big names, made a big trade before the season started, but I'm not convinced on their pitching whatsoever. They got half a lineup built and no pitching.
No pitching at all.
So, I mean, yeah, you signed Marcus Semien, Corey Seager, traded for Mitch Garver. You got Adolis Garcia, who's pretty good. Nate Lowe had a decent year. And then after that's a couple question marks. Brad Miller, that is
Nick
a minor
Solak.
league free agent signing.
Hey, you want to know what's funny though?
The Calhoun brothers over there.
They both signed in Texas where there's like no tax because they spent the majority of their career in California.
Makes sense.
That makes
sense,
so
yeah.
much sense to me. I can't believe we just thought about that
Trying
now.
to make all their money back.
Yeah, that makes sense, Trevor. You know, I don't like the rest of this lineup. Cole Calhoun, older guy, played from the Angels forever. Glad he's out of the division because he does hit random bombs that all of a sudden are game changing 8th inning that
Bomb.
piss you off. Like he's that type of player. And sometimes you need that. Willie Calhoun, I mean, top prospect a couple years ago. I can't wait to see him in a Padres uniform because that's just the type of shit that happens with us. We collect those guys
Stupid.
like baseball cards, but I don't think he's ever going to pan out. I mean, he's had a couple years, and you know, he has a kind of a sad story. I hate saying he's never going to pan out because he was actually hit in the face with the baseball. So, I mean, that's life changing, career changing for sure. So I hope
What happened?
he's in a Padres unity and kills it. But
What happened?
he got
Why is
hit
he
in
an
the face with
outfielder?
the
Got hit in
baseball.
the baseball.
No, he was bad. He was
What do you?
batting.
He was batting.
Someone
batting.
pegged him in the head.
Got hit in the face with the baseball right in the jaw.
Yes.
That's why he wears the
fucking shitty.
extra flap now.
That's so shitty.
But this is a good roster, and I'm not a fan of their coaching staff and their manager and whatnot. So I'm gonna put them in the 4th spot. I don't really like these moves. You paid 2 middle infielders a lot of money, and you have nothing else. Like none of your outfielders are good except Adolis. You're gonna move him to center and make him man center with sticks around him. Like right now, my lineup says Brad Miller and Cole Calhoun in the outfield. Like, come on.
What has
what
a
are we
guy named
doing?
Eli White? Never heard of him.
Eli White, former prospect.
Yeah, that's who my hat.
And then
is,
their rotation is disgusting. John Gray, they spent a lot of money on. I mean, maybe he has a better career with the Rangers than he did Rockies because he's out of Colorado. So that's a step up. But for him to be your number one, to follow with
Martin Perez, and then Dane Dunning.
Are you kidding me?
Colby Allard's nice. Dude, this team's not as bad as you're saying they are right now.
I mean, you're banking on Brad Miller to hit in your sixth hole.
No, not that. I mean, the lineup sucks, but the pitching is like at least
the pitching
better.
will be all right.
I think the pitching will be all right.
Dane Dunning was a former prospect. Maybe
I think a lot of these guys were former prospects who are finally takes them whatever how long they've been and it just clicks.
Dane Dunning, I don't know, 4.5 last year.
Brock Burke.
He also was traded for Lance Lynn.
Not middle of last year. He played the whole year last year with them.
Yeah, I know, but
would this team be better off with Lance Lynn right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I would much rather have Lance Lynn than Dane Dunning.
Nope. I mean, we can agree they're a fourth place team, though.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree.
I'm not like getting them hype. Yeah, I'm not getting them hype. I
agree.
Still have to play fucking games. This division, the top 3 teams are definitely way better.
Their manager gets fired after this year because they are so bad.
Well, maybe if he doesn't just complain about fucking Grand Slams, maybe they would win.
Don't complain about the other team. Maybe they focus on his own team. All right, next team. This is going to be kind of wild because
a little wild, huh?
I got the Astros sitting at 3.
At 3, dude?
Yeah, I got the Astros at 3. This is the first time that in a couple years I do not feel like the Astros are the big bad lineup anymore. Like his team's getting older and their pitching has fallen off than the prior years. You know, Jose Altuve is not the young second base prospect, guy anymore. 31, didn't have a good year, had a better second half. Ended up batting at 278 because he had a good second half. But I don't know. Without Carlos Correa, this lineup doesn't scare me. It has holes. And it's one of those teams that battles staying healthy every year.
Yeah, you're going to need an absolute MVP year out of Bregman if you want to compete. And, I mean, it's not something like that's so crazy to say, but, like, he just has to be on every single time they play because you can't rely on Correa anymore. You can't rely on Jose Altuve. You can't rely on Yordan, Michael Brantley. Like
Yordan never stays healthy, and all he is a DH. Like he never plays outfield.
Yeah, and for a lot of these teams, or not a lot, all of these teams have had the DH forever. So it's not like it's something new for them. But yeah, I'm expecting a big year out of Kyle Tucker personally.
Kyle Tucker, Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez.
Yep, that's it. 3 names.
That's it.
That's their 3 names that will have
if Altuve does have a good year, then that's obviously going to help them. It's not going to bring them down.
Yeah, Yuli Gurriel, I know he came over late in this league, but he's 37.
Yeah, he is old.
Like he was a top first baseman for a while, like a top 10 guy, like low key. He's hitting pretty good in spring and only 7 at bats, 3 bombs. But
they still don't have a center fielder either. Jake Myers.
Don't have a center fielder, don't have a shortstop. And those are 2 coveted positions that you need to win games.
And then their ace is fucking McCullers. He was their number 4 guy when
McCullers
they were on their run.
Back from an injury, I'm pretty sure. I don't even see him.
So is Verlander. But if you want to put Verlander as their ace, but I wouldn't. I don't know, unless Verlander shoves, like this team could be.
I'm pretty sure Verlander's starting the year as their ace. He will be opening day starter. He's been pitching all spring.
Well, I'm excited to see what he does then.
That's the only pitcher. I can't say only because Framber Valdez is actually decent when he's on, and Jose Uruguay, the same thing. Like he's pretty decent when they're on. But there's question marks in this rotation, and they have an older bullpen.
And will they last 162?
Will they last? And, this isn't the same team as the World Series. George Springer's gone. Carlos Correa now is gone. Their pitching is definitely not the same. Garrett Cole's gone. Like, a lot of those names that were made this team so good for so long are gone. So it's going to be a battle. This division has 4 teams that will be battling every time they play.
Yeah. Yep.
I want Alex Bregman to play shortstop, but I don't know if he stays healthy enough for that.
I feel like he would bang way more at third. I don't know.
Well, he was a shortstop at LSU his whole career.
Yeah.
But they just
had to play third because
they had Correa.
Yeah. Maybe. Wouldn't shock me, but
wouldn't shock me. All right. Number 2. We're winding down on this division breakdown. And I'm putting Seattle right at number 2. I think this team has an opportunity to break this curse. Haven't been in the playoffs in 20 years. They are finally a very good roster, thanks to the Padres.
Thank you,
AJ. We are expecting a letter personally handwritten from the Mariners CEO straight to Average doorstep.
Half this team, I feel like, were Padres. Just gave them. Adam Frazier's going to be starting in the leading off for them. Then you got Ty France.
Ty France.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
A little weird.
Heard those names before, but they did go make a big move in picking up Winker and Eugenio Suarez. Jesse Winker is a stud.
He does hit the ball really well.
But that was in Cincinnati Stadium versus the NL. And since he has a very small stadium, no one talks about it, but it's like Yankee size. It really is.
It's not necessarily the smallness. It's just they actually have a high elevation or something. They have a weird altitude in Kansas City or Cincinnati, and the ball just flies. Well, they just call it the Coors of the normal fields. They say the ball flies there, which he's obviously been a product of that. So, I mean, his home runs are obviously still home runs in a lot of these parks because he actually rakes. So,
yes,
it's a great move though, getting him from Cincinnati, especially when he can DH for you even, and it's just a different scenery for him. Winker's always been in the Reds system, I'm pretty sure. So gets a change of scenery, and maybe Seattle is the place where he blossoms. I don't really know
how
much.
Taylor Trammell.
I like Taylor.
I think I've heard that name before too.
Yep.
And big
Jesse
prospect
Winker is not doing good this spring. The changeover has not helped.
Did you see that video of him calling the game?
Yes.
Yeah, not doing good there either.
Yeah, called the game while team gave up a dinger. But I mean, he's in his age 28 year. I hope he can find it out because I like Winker. I like his swing a lot. But only batting a 0.59 right now, 17 at bats. But this lineup is going to be very well, but they have a big question mark. Is Jared Kelenic, their top prospect? There you go, Shani. Thank you for being my freaking dictionary today. Jared was a problem of the holding players down and whatnot. He was one of those guys who was told, sign this contract or you're not making it to the big leagues. I will make sure you don't. That type of stuff happens.
That guy get fired?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a whole new regimen, right?
Yes, this is the Angels' old GM, Jared Dipoto. Just making moves, building a team.
Shout out Anaheim
for firing him.
Yep.
Firing him.
Lewis, pretty good.
Stays in their rotation or stays in their division, obviously. But the rotation is what I want to talk about. Adding Robbie Ray, I think, is going to help them a lot. But Robbie Ray is coming off a 1 season kind of maybe
Don't say that word.
fluke year.
No, don't say it.
Oh,
Don't say it.
Said it.
Said
Said
it.
the
Don't
word.
say
Said
it.
it.
Said it.
Don't say it.
Had to
Dude.
because it was 1 year.
But that year was so good that even if he does worse, it's still gonna be better than he's ever done.
Yeah. I mean, he was coming off a couple of very bad seasons with the Diamondbacks.
But he's
Those are the
always been a
Blue
high strikeout guy.
Yes,
Always
was
been a high
always
strikeout.
very high strikeout.
And he figured something out. So I think he's gonna be good. But
Well, he's going to lead this rotation in front of Marco Gonzalez, Logan Gilbert, who
Yep.
actually was pretty good. He was actually, I hadn't heard about him until I got offered him in fantasy, and I was like, no, who the frick is Logan Gilbert? No shot. But he wasn't too bad. Chris Flexen actually had a decent year. He was a
gravy.
He was a
Chris
pick up and down
Flexen.
type of
Guy's
guy. Chris is
gravy.
flexing, that's kind of
Bruh.
fire. And then Matt Brash, Padres prospect again, building this team.
What
Building this
about
team.
Nick Markakis? What about Andres Munoz? What about
They got some
Johan.
guys over here.
Luis Torrens? I think I've heard all of those names before.
Deep team. And then to close it, they got Ken Giles coming off Tommy John. I like Ken. Guy throws gas.
They have Ken Giles.
Ken Giles to
Yep,
close
Ken
game for
Giles.
them.
And
I
they
like
got Sergio Romo.
Yeah, I just signed Romo.
Setup man. Nice. Throws you 85-mile-per-hour frisbees.
Frisbees. You could hit it, but can you hit it? All right.
Hashtag CS Rise.
Let's move on to
Hashtag what?
CS Rise. That's their slogan.
See us,
Gross.
right?
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
CS Rise.
Gross. Yuck. Boo.
All right, let's
Tomato,
move on.
Number
tomato,
one
tomato.
thing.
Jenny, number one, show him.
Number one.
I'm never going to fade my guy Mike Trout ever again. He's going to stay healthy and win the MVP this year. Write it fucking down. Angels are winning this division, and I'm hype. Yeah, they have
Well,
question
when
marks.
you're-
Yeah, this is a big hot take, but I do think the pieces they added are all going to finally just come together as one this year. I'm
So-
excited.
And when your ace and your main DH gets a rule made for you, you got to win the World Series.
Yeah, that's something we haven't talked about, the Shohei Ohtani rule. So if a pitcher is actually slotted in the DH role, they can leave the game as a pitcher, but stay
But
in
still
the DH rule.
That's so fire. So fire.
Something
So
we've
lit.
never seen before, a player that's able to stay in the game after being pulled. So, I mean,
Stud.
basically in my head, this is a double switch is basically what they're thinking of it as,
Yeah.
but without changing the lineup because the pitcher don't hit, obviously.
I don't know why this has this been so long for this to happen. I always wondered why, there's obviously never been a Shohei Ohtani, but
There are pitchers who could hit, like Madison Bumgarner, Zach Greinke. There are some guys who could actually swing.
I don't know. This year is just a completely new year for rules. Like everyone has DH now, so a lot more pitchers, if they could hit, maybe they get a chance to. I don't know. Shohei Ohtani's breaking massive grounds for two-way players in this league.
Mm-hmm.
They also have another two-way player, Michael Lorenzen, who happens to rake as well. Not MVP-esque like Ohtani is, but he can put it up an at bat for you if you need it, especially in this pitching. You can pitch and hit. That's so fucking sick.
Yeah, I definitely think it's cool.
Sick.
The Reds actually have a top prospect, Hunter Green, who throws 100 and can also swing it. So I think this is cool, breaking
Boo.
barriers for two-way players, like you
Game's
said.
changing.
But this lineup is going to mash if they stay healthy. Shohei, Mike Trout, Anthony Rendon. Jared Walsh was their diamond in the rough last year,
Beast.
who actually came around fully, could play the outfield, could play first, is a stud. Really like him. Max
Trout, of
Stassi,
course.
he actually came around fully as a catcher, so I like him.
Love that.
And then Joe Adell, Joe Adell is a question mark in himself, former top prospect, couldn't really come around fully with the game. It seemed like he was lost in the sauce last year from the outfield to hitting. He missed a couple fly balls. It just seemed like he was overwhelmed a little bit. So maybe this year he'll come fully. And then don't forget my man, Fletch, dog. David Fletcher. Guy's a stud, could hit anywhere in this lineup. Right now, MLB is penciled him in the 9 hole, which I think is ridiculous. I think that's a leadoff hitter if I've ever seen one.
Who they have leading off then? Odell?
They have Ohtani bleeding off right now. They got Ohtani.
I've always wanted to have it where, like, when the manager writes the lineup, position 1, hitting 1, like DH, blah blah blah. I've always wanted that.
I know what you mean. In baseball terms, like if you were baseball fans, 1 is the pitcher batting 1, obviously. So what if Mackenzie Gore could hit some dingers? That would be number 1. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, this Angels team has bangers up and down the lineup. This rotation's the question mark. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani's 1, but they signed Noah Syndergaard. So this is where I think this changes the Angels. Thor, this guy's attitude, the energy.
Daddy X.
Yeah, X to call her daddy. Oof, what a lucky dude. Holy smoke. Then you got the 2-way star, Michael Lorenzen. Obviously, we talked about him. Patrick Sandoval, decent. And then their 5 guys between a couple of names. Yeah. And then they re-signed their closer. Rafael Iglesias.
And they have their bullpen is major upgrades. Archie Bradley, Ryan Tepera.
Yeah.
Those are some big names.
Yeah,
Archie Bradley not necessarily
Justin Upton, former star in this league.
Whatever.
They paid him a lot of money to be on that roster. So
I used to wear his cleats, no cap. He has the same size as me. So lit.
So you were wearing Marcotte's gloves.
Marcotte's gloves, Justin Upton's cleats, bro.
Wow.
Tell me you're in the MLB without telling me you're in the MLB.
Wow.
What about
just taking handouts left and right?
Who's bat?
Yeah, who's you swinging? You got someone's glove as well?
Oh, hitting wise, I've probably swinging Austin Hedges back.
Did it have a big old hole in it?
Yeah, the lumber was broken.
Great hitter.
That's funny. Way to wrap up this podcast. All right, guys. That's been an Average Takes.
Yes, sir.
AL American League breakdown.
Like, comment, subscribe.
You know the deal. Nothing wrong. Deuces.
Peace.